Yeah, what's the problem? That's probably why. I will Shakur up and that nigga.
The time has arrived for us to stand down and to start giving Gervonta Davis the love and respect that he deserves. This brother is elite. And he said this something, and this is what really stood out to me. You know, you got a lot of guys talking smack, talking junk, going back and forth, and I get that. Not just because they're hyping up the fight, but they got a belief in themselves. Major props to them for that. Gervonta Davis looked him in the face weeks ago, and he said, I'm telling you right now, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not ready yet. He said, you good, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
He said, you should, and he went just like this. He said, you really, really should have waited because I'm going to take you in the deep waters. And you ain't ready.
Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. You
Doesn't
cannot
sound
say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
What would be your hardest matchup? Devin Haney, Tank, or would it be Ryan Garcia?
Nah, Ryan, just X him out. He's trash. It's gonna be Tank. I ain't say it before, but I'm gonna say it like me.
The boxing scene is getting hotter as talks continue about Gervonta Davis possibly returning to fight Shakur Stevenson, a matchup that is already getting fans very excited. Stevenson has also made it clear many times that he wants to face the top fighters in the sport, and going up against Davis could be the right chance for him to show his skills at the highest level.
I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm a dog. I'm top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out.
Right now, nothing has been officially confirmed, and both sides are staying silent as talks and plans continue to take place quietly behind the scenes.
I don't want to look too far ahead of it, but obviously you want to handle business here. Everybody wants to see that fight with you and Tank Davis, man. I think that is one of the big prospects left out there, man. Like, how do you feel about that? I don't want us to have you looking ahead of what's happening Saturday, but clearly that's a big money match right there.
Honestly, I've been calling for the fight for like 2 to 3 years now. So I'm ready for the fight. It's all on Tank. Tank got to say he's ready. I've been hearing that he's going to fight.
Gervonta Davis has full confidence in his skills, openly saying that neither Shakur Stevenson nor Devin Haney can really put him in danger, and he believes the only person who can beat him is himself. At the same time, many feel that only 3 fighters have a real chance to test him: Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Davis himself.
Shakur and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I
told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me up and you ain't got no power?
I was also told that Devin got the best of you in the last sparring session.
And you know I sparred them twice.
That's right.
And Bill took him out the ring. I almost knocked him out in Floyd Gym. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that?
I don't know, but I ain't hear that.
Oh, okay. Tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him, be prepared. Because after these first 2 niggas, oh man, I'm coming straight at it.
At the same time, Terence Crawford has explained why he favors Shakur Stevenson in this possible fight, saying that Gervonta Davis might find it hard to land his usual power shots. He also points to Stevenson's tight defense and sharp timing, which could shut Davis down early, and while Tank often picks up pace in the later rounds, his slow starts could put him at risk against someone as precise and smart as Stevenson.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight. And not only Shakur, Keyshawn either.
Oh, you don't think Key either? Even right now, I feel like it's a little Key nice though, but it might be a little early for Key right now.
Listen, Tank get hits a lot. Tank, in my eyes, Tank is always losing until he's not.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
If you watch those fights.
Well, at least in the early rounds. Middle rounds, he start coming up, but I see what you're saying. Them early rounds, yeah.
Let Keyshawn start hitting them like everybody else hitting them. Let him start hitting them with everybody else, like everybody else hit.
Yeah.
Then he gonna clean them. He He punched.
Mike Tyson has also shared his thoughts on a possible fight between Stevenson and Davis, giving a slight advantage to Tank. He recognizes Stevenson's high-level skills and admits he is very difficult to defeat, while also noting that his technical approach may seem less exciting to some fans. Even so, Tyson believes Davis's constant pressure and strong knockout power would force Stevenson to step up further, and adds that Tank is one of the most dangerous and dominant fighters in boxing right now.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. You know, everyone's gonna go with Tank, you know. It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right
On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson has earlier shown a strong interest in fighting Gervonta, as he kept calling him out and made serious efforts to turn this big matchup into reality.
Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name, that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man.
However, things have changed in a big way, and Shakur Stevenson is no longer interested in fighting Gervonta Davis. He has clearly turned down the idea of a 2026 clash and made it known that he will not go after it. Stevenson also says he does not depend on Tank to stay relevant, as he is already a top-level star making strong money on his own.
We will finally see Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis in 2026.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even want to speak on him. I don't got too much to say about him.
Wow. And if I may, tell me why. Where's that heat come from?
I don't talk on people who feel as though I need them, because I don't need nobody. I'm a big superstar in my own right. I make a lot of big money in my own right, you know.
Boxing analyst Fannin believes a fight with Gervonta Davis would be a major opportunity for Shakur Stevenson. He points to Tank's strong record, explaining that many fighters he has beaten later go on to win world titles. Fannin mentions Ryan Garcia as a key example, who is often talked about as a possible opponent for Stevenson, but was already defeated by Tank. For him, this trend shows that Davis remains the leading star in the division.
Gervonta Davis is a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson, and for people to act like the biggest fight in boxing is with somebody like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia is absolutely ridiculous. Now, why do we know that Gervonta Davis is such a big fight? Because Gervonta Davis has now beaten, I do believe, 5 or 6, I think it's 6 people that he beat went on to win world championships, including Ryan Garcia, who people are saying Shakur Stevenson should.
Canelo Alvarez predicts a close fight if Gervonta Davis takes on Shakur Stevenson. He acknowledges Stevenson's speed and movement, which make him hard to hit, while also praising Davis for his strong power and constant pressure. In the end, Canelo gives a slight edge to Davis as the more likely winner.
He's a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit. To hit him, but I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis has dealt with several controversies over the past 5 to 6 months, but there is finally good news for his fans. He is expected to return this year. Calvin Ford confirmed that Davis is preparing for a big comeback, with talks happening behind the scenes. He described Tank's time away as a planned reset, saying the star looks focused and recharged. Ford believes that once the right opponent is chosen, fans can expect an exciting and powerful return. Something is definitely going to happen.
Something gonna happen. Everybody miss Tank fight. You know, when he come back, it got to be the right fight, because we want to entertain. Things happen for a reason, to make a person much stronger. One of the guys that y'all truly love is not in the mix right now, but he will be back in the mix. Y'all gotta remember, Tank been doing this shit since he was 7 years old. Sometimes you need that reset. Him being away, you know, going through things that he's been going through, his crazy ass stuff. You know, he looks happy. He looks happy. I can't wait.
As rumors circulated about who Davis might fight, Calvin Ford stayed careful. He admitted having a specific opponent in mind for Tank's return, but did not reveal the name, hinting that plans were already moving quietly. Ford explained that the build-up is happening openly yet thoughtfully, emphasizing that the comeback is being handled with care to bring Tank back to the ring in the best possible way.
I can't tell nobody that yet. You understand? I already know who I would like for him to see just for a comeback. Person that I want to see him in the ring, that's the one we're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't say that. That I think it's an easy fight. You know, everybody in tune with it. You know, it's being promoted. Right under y'all nose is being promoted. Y'all don't need.
He also pushed back against retirement rumors, calling Davis's absence more of a break than a full exit. He emphasized that despite Calvin Ford's input, the next decision is up to Gervonta himself. Fannin says the groundwork for a comeback is already being laid, even though the opponent is still unknown. What stood out most to him was the shift in conversation, which used to focus on legal issues and uncertainty and has now turned positive, putting Tank back in the spotlight makes him one of boxing's biggest attractions.
Gave an answer that Gervonta Davis is like taking a break. He's not retiring. That's the message, that he was not retiring. And that, you know, there's some people out there that they're looking to fight, but it's a mystery who they are because he's not allowed to talk about it. And Calvin Ford is also, I'm telling you, very, very honest, that when he speaks for himself, and it is up to Gervonta Davis to say what it's ultimately going to be. But it is a very good sign because they're not doing anything like what was talked about with Gervonta Davis just a few months ago, when it looked like, according to all these people, that Gervonta Davis was going to be in jail, right? Series of warrants and all these bad predictions. All of a sudden, they don't look as bad anymore. And you actually have people talking about one of the best.
The message is that Gervonta Davis is just taking a break. He is not retiring. While there are some potential opponents out there, their identities remain a mystery because he cannot discuss it. Calvin Ford is also very clear that when he speaks for himself, and the final decisions are up to Davis. This is a positive sign, especially compared to a few months ago when there were talks about Davis possibly facing jail with warrants and negative predictions. Now things look much better and people are focusing on one of the best fighters in the sport.
He's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And there has been a campaign to run this guy's name down because he's with the PBC, or he's not with Matchroom, or he's not with DAZN, or he's not with Ring. So these people who are the loudest talkers in all of boxing all conspire to, or collude, I should say, collude, not conspire, collude to interpret every negative thing that happens about Gervonta in a way to eliminate him.
Fannin is vocal in defending Gervonta Davis's place in boxing, calling Tank a top-level talent and ranking him among the sport's pound-for-pound elite. He says efforts to damage Davis's reputation have been ongoing, often fueled by rival promoters. According to Fannin, influential people in boxing use any negative story to work against Tank, making the criticism feel personal. Davis is not just criticized, he is actively targeted by those trying to push him out of the spotlight.
Shakur might have better defense. But at the end of the day, I still think we haven't seen the best Tank Davis. That's what people always power. We still haven't seen the best Tank Davis. And Shakur, for the most part, he comes forward. Tank Davis, all he takes is one shot. He's a very patient fighter. He doesn't throw a lot of shots, but every shot he throws.
Boxing experts point out that even with Stevenson's strong defensive skills, Gervonta Davis has not fully shown his potential. They note that Tank fights patiently and strategically, choosing his punches carefully rather than throwing them wildly at a skilled opponent like Stevenson, and just one perfectly timed shot from Davis could change the entire fight.
Shakur, you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart.
You know what I mean?
Who get a hold of it.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself.
M. Porter thinks a fight between Stevenson and Davis would push Tank to be sharper and more strategic. He says true ring intelligence shows when a fighter can adapt quickly, and going up against Stevenson would demand constant adjustments. Porter expects Davis to enter the ring more focused and versatile than ever before.
Than Tank, he's better than Devin, he's better than Ryan, he's better than Tiafimo when it comes to those weight classes. Yeah. Shakur to me is the best. He is me. I tell him all the time, you ain't gotta prove nothing to them fucking casuals. Ain't never laced up, and you think Shakur gotta prove something to you. You sound stupid. Go glove up first. I done seen that boy do some miraculous things inside of a gym. Beat guys up from his weight class all the way up to 178.
Cause you know the big one they want, Shakur and Tank. That's the one everybody talking about. That's the one they want. Tank
is mad at me, boy, and that lead up.
You gonna go crazy in that?
Y'all be calling me ugly for real then?
Do you think that's a 50-50?
I'm not gonna ever like dismiss a fighter. Like I think that Tank got some great skills and got some hard ass punches. Like he's so explosive, but so is Shakur. Shakur has to me faced harder challenges.
With Shakur, you'll see a side of Tank's boxing that's different from usual. You'll see real ring IQ. Before we saw some IQ, but it was limited true IQ shows. When a fighter makes an adjustment and the opponent has to respond, that's when you see smart control of the fight. My bout with Terrence showed high-level IQ from both fighters, and that's what Tank will bring against Shakur. He'll enter the ring as a new version of himself. OSA Shields rank Shakur Stevenson as the top fighter in his weight class, placing him above Gervonta Davis and other leading contenders.
We never seen Shakur's chin tested, so we don't really know if he has a chin to take Tank's shots. But because you know he don't get hit, but maybe he does have a chin. And he takes Tank's shot, and then he just keeps landing, winning them rounds. Because Tank give away rounds. Maybe he wins unanimous decision, or maybe he doesn't have a chin, and you know Tank does what he does. So I don't really know. I'm gonna lean towards.
She highlights Stevenson's technical skill, consistency, and ability to control fights across different divisions, while acknowledging Davis's raw power and explosive ability. She believes Stevenson has faced tougher opponents and shown a more complete command in the ring.
Based off the last Tank fight, you know, I'm probably leaning towards Shakur in that one.
Wow, were you surprised at Roach's performance against Tank?
I didn't expect Roach to be as sharp. You know, I knew he was coming with some good work. You know,
Armel Mountain sees a fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson as a true 50-50th matchup. He notes that Stevenson's durability hasn't been fully tested, raising questions about how he would handle Tank's knockout power. Mountain explains the fight could go either way. Stevenson might take the punches and outbox Davis with skill, or Tank could take advantage if Stevenson's chin is exposed. Overall, he gives a slight edge to Stevenson.
Him and Shakur sparred that first time, like he caught Shakur with a good shot. Boom, he didn't hurt Shakur nothing, but it was like, you could tell, like, if it was 8 ounce gloves, we don't know how Shakur would have reacted. It was like, because I remember him sparring Shakur, he caught Shakur with like a clean shot, boom. And Shakur didn't shake up or do nothing, but it was a clean shot. I'm like, nigga, you sure you could take another one of that? And Shakur like, what? Like, he took off his shirt and they started bumping like that. Now they going back and forth.
Hold on, was it sparring? Was it competitive, close, all that, Shakur and Tank?
Nah, yeah, it was competitive. Then like the second time, like they sparred, like it was like a chess match. Like now Tank know, like, all right, he's really nice. Like Shakur really nice. Like all that walk down shit, like I got a box. Like this nigga, like I can't just walk him down. Like he can really fight. So it was like a Tank like switch his strategy up and like same shit. Like now Tank trying to come and walk me down. I'm in there like we fighting. Like it's back and forth competitive. I'm talking shit to Calvin like.
Abdullah Mason favors Shakur Stevenson over Gervonta Davis in a potential fight. His opinion is shaped by Tank's most recent performance. He believes Stevenson's accuracy and technical skills give him the edge. Mason also says he was impressed by Roach's latest work, which exceeded expectations and reinforced his view that Stevenson would win.
And Shakur, because you good with Shakur, you good with Tank. How did it feel being in the middle of that war?
You know, Shakur and Tank knew each other since kids, but they really wasn't like friends like that. And then when we really helped Tank for the Pedraza fight, he was like, he took us like, in like, damn, like these young boys sparring me for free. You know, like you're a champion, you signed to Floyd, like you could be giving us a few hundreds or something. Like we're giving you unlimited rounds. It was time he would take off the belt. Like we giving you like rounds for your first championship. We're still amateurs. And he kind of was like, he appreciated that. And I never understood why he appreciated till now. Like when I'm a pro, I'm champion, I'm like, damn, I gotta pay guys for sparring. Like, well, box for free, yeah. So it's like, Tank on the spar, we'll be in the gym, but we've done sparring Tank at 2, 3 in the morning, helping him get ready for the Pedraza, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so how did that feel though? You in the middle of that, they beefing with each other.
And yeah, it was like, it got weird, because I always knew like, these two dudes is gonna be like, it. From like 2017, when they spar, I'm like, these two dudes just like, I know like, they're small, like, I know the skill set, I know the generational talent I'm around, I'm witnessing. And we was in Houston one time, this was before Shakur moved down to Houston, and like, I got them to chop it up. Like I told them, like, you know, Shakur pull up on us, we bowling, like Tank here, like, y'all come chop it up. They chopped it up, we kicked it for like a few days, everything was cool then. It got sour again. It's like, to me, I look at it like this, like, I don't care for y'all beef. Like, at the end of the day, we all come from nothing. We all come from making no money. We blessed to be in this position. So to me, it's like, man, y'all fight.
Based on Tank's last fight, I'm probably leaning towards Shakur in that matchup. I was also surprised by Roach's performance against Tech. I didn't expect him to be that sharp, though I knew he would bring strong work. Richardson Hitchens recalls the first sparring session between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson as intense and closely fought. Davis landed a solid heavy punch early, but Stevenson handled it easily. Both fighters kept adapting, trading shots and testing each other, showing skill and resilience in a real back-and-forth battle.
He said 144. If he's willing to do that, I'm willing to make the fight happen. But Ryan sounds more realistic. Because
Terence Crawford predicts that Shakur Stevenson would come out on top against Ryan Garcia on the Joe Rogan Experience. Crawford said the fight wouldn't be as close as many expect, highlighting Stevenson's superior skills and strategic edge.